Other invite. Where is she? See my text. Send that. Oh, there she go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Let me
me?
turn my volume up. Girl, I'm showing my age. I
I kept.
was like, how many buttons? I
I was getting all worried myself. I said, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? I was like, I closed my lens first. I was like, let me close this thing because I don't need everybody looking at me, looking all confused on this thing.
Oh, let me tell you how confused I was. I was like, yeah, I was telling my oldest daughter, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do an interview. Before I really realized, no, it's live on TikTok. Look, let me just get my life together. How are you doing?
I'm good. Well, it's finally nice to meet
I
you.
know, officially, unofficially.
Yes.
So
I know
how
we
did
never really got our names. My name is Shirley.
Shirley? Okay, see, I was going by your like screen name, so I was like, is it Jackie or?
No, that's
But
my
I like
last
it.
name, Jackie. Thank
Jack,
you.
that's very clever though. Jack has of all trade.
Yes. I was like, yeah,
See
why
what you
not
did.
do that?
And I'm Migdalia.
McDahlia, I love that.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. It was my grandmother's name.
Oh, that's beautiful. Love that.
Thanks. Well, so now I know that it's actually TikTok Live and not an interview. Well, let's just put myself out there then, huh?
We are out here, and if anybody comes on, they come on, and hopefully, yeah, they'll see it, girl. So yeah, you gotta put the. That's why I give you a picture so we can put that as our background.
I know.
Did
I
you?
don't know how to do that. How'd you do it?
So when you're getting onto your live, you're gonna it's gonna show you like the picture thing. It's gonna show you a green screen. So when you see
Oh,
in the green screen, because if you save the picture with your photo gallery, so if you see the green screen, pick the green screen. It should be the picture. If you saved it in your photo gallery, you'll have it in there. and then you could pick that and put it
Oh,
in there.
so I would have to jump off, huh? I don't, 'cause
No, but I'm like, but if you want to keep it on there, you can keep it on. So next time when we do this again, you'll have the
yeah,
picture up there.
I'll just say, hey, everyone who's watching, look at her.
This
She's
is what
got
we're
her
about.
she's got her life together. I'm just over here trying to survive.
No, we getting started, girl. We just starting. This is how it all happens. Like we just start, throw ourselves out there and try to figure it out as we
I
go.
know.
So
This is such a great community of moms, though, let me tell you. I've had so many folks reach out and like ask questions, and not military related, just like mom related. And I wasn't really big on TikTok. I kind of left that up to like my daughter. She's, just recently got on it. And once I retired, I was like, what do I do with my life? What am I doing?
yes,
You kind of hit like a brick wall. At least I feel like I did. So I just retired in December, and
congratulations.
thank you. So like I swore up and down, I was like, okay, the whole purpose of retiring was I just wanted to be a mom. Like I was done having to split my time. And let me tell you, if I had to go back, I would do it all over again. I very much enjoyed my time in the military,
Me
but
too.
I just wanted just to be a mom. I just wanted to hang out at the house. And it was great at first because we were really busy, like we were packing up and moving. The kids were starting new schools. It was summer break. Like, girl, I had my hands full. And
Uh huh.
then August rolled around. Everyone started school. My oldest started college. And for that whole month, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I? I can't
What did
clean
I
my house
do?
any more than I already have. Like, my house is so dang clean, like, you can eat off the floors. And I remember distinctly calling my mom and saying, hey, like, I don't think I could do this. Is it too late? I think I messed up. Um, and we just kind of talked it out. And I was like, you know what? I think I just need to like something to keep my mind busy, like,
Hmm.
and so I just kind of looked around and I ended up working at and I say working, but I use that word very loosely. It's more like helping out at one of my daughter's elementary school. And you know what? That was perfect because it's part-time and I was
Yeah.
able to keep my mind busy, but I'm on the kids' schedule, so I could still like be a mom like how I originally wanted. So I think it's working out for me that way right now.
So
Maybe
was it
ask
your
me again in a
choice?
few months.
So was it your choice to get out?
It was. Yep, yep. I did 21 years and I retired out of Fort Knox, Kentucky. And
Okay.
I just felt like it was time. And looking back, I absolutely don't regret it because it is giving me so much time back. Um, but I just realized just how fast I really was going. When you're in the thick of it, you kind of don't realize it. And then once you're not doing it no more, that's when I realized, holy smokes, like I literally was fitting like 32 hours within a 24-hour time span. And I didn't realize like that's how hard I was going until I wasn't
Hmm.
going that hard anymore. And I was, like, what do I do with my hands? Like it was kind of bananas. So, but that's for now. It seems to be working pretty good. We're still kind of settling into our new norm. And, it's only been, we're in July, so like 7 months officially.
Okay. It's still new for you.
It's still a little fresh. Yeah, sometimes like I still have coworkers or ex-coworkers to reach out and hey ma'am, how do you do this? Or like it's kind of nice, like to feel needed and like they still have questions. I don't know how relevant I am anymore. A lot changes, in the military. So
Yeah,
I always caveat my responses with check the regulation, just in case
exactly.
what
Because
I'm
that
telling you
changes
is
all the
wrong
time.
all the
Yes.
time. Yep.
Because that has
Um,
changed a lot from since I've been out. So that has changed a lot too.
yeah. Now, what branch did you do?
I was
You
Army.
did Army. right?
Yep.
Obviously.
Hmm.
And then did you like just do your time and get out, or like how did your service end?
Not the way I had planned for it. I went in uh, February 2014.
Okay.
I did about 8+ years. Unfortunately, I had to get out due to medical because
Okay.
it wasn't my choice. It was pretty much heat strokes. I was going through,
Um,
yeah, I was going through qualification courses. And during one of the qualification course, I was doing the 5 mile runs. So, so it was like it was very complicated. So I was going through a qualification course. The first go around, um, we were doing 5 mile, and I hate this. What happened was, and I'm gonna be mad because it was a Marine who caused this, and he said it wasn't.
no hate to our Marines out there.
We were sitting in class, and he was sitting next to me. He kept sneezing. He's like, "Nah, it's just allergies. It's just allergies." Anybody who tells you it's just allergies, don't listen to them. We're sitting in class, and he's like, "No, it's just allergies," and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm just like, all right. But I went to go work out, and I was like not feeling well because I was just like, something not feeling right. Mind you, we had to do a 5 mile run like in a couple days. So in
That's
that
right.
time frame, my body was feeling achy, and I'm just like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. So I was like, I'm trying to work out, and I'm taking medicine just to like try to like get ahead of it, just to make sure.
I know, because once you get into them schools, the last thing you want is to recycle or have to come back. Look, you're locked
And
in,
you and you don't
committed.
want to tell them. You don't want to tell them you're
Yes,
sick because the minute you say you're sick, oh, automatic recycle.
yes.
And I've already been through the hard part of. I already been through the hard part just passing to get in there because I had already went through it twice. Like
Oh
mind
no.
you, and I have to bring up to the beginning. The first time I went through the qualification course, I already just had my baby. She was about 8 months old. I was
Oh, so,
nursing. I had
oh
stopped
man, so
nursing.
she's fresh.
Yeah, she was fresh. I was just
Ooh.
finished first time like I nursing her up until that time. Like later, I had to get her off. I was already I was like prepping because I was really dedicated to do this stuff.
And a lot of folks don't understand just emotionally and mentally, like just that in itself, plus you're adding the physical aspect of it. And that's why
Okay, for
women in the
females,
military are awesome.
yeah, they don't understand how the process for us females when we're trying to prep for something. So, mind you, for me, this was hard because okay, because this is the process for me. I'm gonna tell you what this process and why it was hard. This hard for me. Because this was not just the first go around for me. The first go around was I just had my baby. I had to go to post PT. Did that. Just the prep. This is a prep. Post PT did that, and I also did combatives for on the level 1 just to get myself prepped to go through the qualification just to get in, just to go through that process. And I went through the initial qualification, the pre-qualification, I should say, pre-qualification course, just to not to get in. So I didn't get in that first go around, right? So I had to wait, and then I went again the second time around. Second time around, I got in. So now I got in. So now we're in, but it's like you're not in. So that it's like a pre-qualification course, and then you're in. You're in. You got the certification, like you made it in, but you still feel you're not all the way in. So there's still testing still going
There's
on.
still
So here
steps.
I am. There's still steps to keep going
Mhm.
through. So here I am in this portion. We're still being tested with everything else. And then so you're going through this, and here I am sitting in this classroom. Homeboy's telling me, "Oh, I'm not sick. It's just allergies." And I'm sitting here not feeling well, not feeling not. You're telling me you're not. You're like I'm like okay. So now it comes to the run. I took medicine, which you're not supposed to do. Now they put regs out because of me, because of that.
Hey, you are the problem and the solution, so thank you.
Yeah, I had taken medication right before we going heading out for this run. My body was aching, but I was like, I have to go do this 5 mile run because I am not about to do this over again. I was feeling like crap. So we're getting ready to do this 5 mile run. And they ask right before you do this mile, um does anybody not feel well? Does anybody who's not feeling like they're up to take doing this run? I'm not
You were
gonna
like,
say no. I'm just looking around like, not I, because I'm
nope,
not
I'm
doing this
great.
over. This is 2 times not I, sir.
Yep.
So I'm just
Me and
like,
Bob, we're
all
just here
right,
with our allergies. We're fine.
we're just fine. So we are starting this run. Mind you, if anybody, because I'm at Fort Bragg, we're doing this run. We're on Ardennes. If anybody is familiar with Ardennes,
Yes.
we're not on the bottom half of Ardennes. We're
Oh
starting at the bottom
no.
half of Ardennes, and then we're going and we're making our way up. And if
And you
everybody knows a
already know
church,
you are not allowed to walk on Ardennes. You walk on Ardennes and somehow your feet catch on fire, your PT belt explodes, and you just combust. I don't know
yeah,
why, but it's not allowed. Don't do it.
so they like for us to start from the bottom portion of Ardennes, and then we're making our way up. And if everybody knows, we're going up, and we're going to the church. So all that going up is an incline, slow incline going up the hill.
Yeah.
That's just how we're going. No, I'm sorry. We're starting from the top, we're going down, and then we're making our way back up. That's what it is. We're starting from the top, we're going down, and then we're making our way back up to finish.
Yeah.
So we're making our way down. I'm slowly making my way down. And as we're going back up is where I'm like on my way dying.
Listen, any person who's not sick going back up Ardennes is dying. So I'm gonna give you props for even making it that far.
So I'm just like going, and then I'm just like, I'm already like zigzagging my way, just dying, and I just feel myself dying. And as I'm going, and I feel myself just like I know I'm not gonna make it. The next thing I know, I got medics and all that, and I got a whole cold sheet, everything on me.
Oh my! You
Because
you woke up in a different world, huh?
I was on Ardennes. I was on the ground. I just had ice sheets
Look,
and
that is
everything
the
on
only
me.
acceptable way to walk off Ardennes. You just got to pass out. That's it. I'm sorry. You
I
either
had
run
ice sheets
back to
on
the
me,
unit or you pass out.
and I did. I sure enough did. I just had ice sheets on me, and they had to take me to Womack, and I was just like, that's just freaking great. I was just like, oh my gosh. I think what the sergeant said my temperature was like 105 something.
Holy
Um
smoke.
yeah, so it took me a minute. I had to go through the whole recovery process. I had to go I ended up going to Walter Reed and everything just
Oh,
to
wow.
get cleared and everything. So yeah, I had to go through that whole process of going through the heat chamber. The heat chamber is interesting as well. That's fun because I had to fight to go in there. The heat
Sounds like the
chamber,
gas chambers, anything like that. Gas.
heat chamber. You go in there. Pretty much they go through measurements and all that other stuff. You go. You gotta make sure you're hydrated. You're in this heat chamber. You're in there by yourself. You're on a treadmill. It's at like 98 degrees or something like that, and you're on a treadmill, and all you're doing is straight walking for I guess like good 2-3 hours.
So they're
Just
trying to get your body temperature up on purpose.
yeah, they want to make sure that you're good because I'm trying to say because I had to be recycled.
Yeah.
They had to see if you're capable of staying because I was just like, yeah, I'm trying to stay in because I done did this twice. I just had a baby.
Yeah, like I don't want to come back.
I'm not coming back. So I had went through the process, and then sure enough, I was good to go. So I had was recycled. I went back in for another time. Everything was going fine. I was healthy. I was even running. I lived on post, so I was even taking measures of running to headquarters every morning just to make sure I was good. I was trying to make sure everything was good, right? So I'm thinking everything is straight. Wasn't sick, nothing. Marine wasn't there anymore because he already was ahead.
His allergies got him,
Uh,
girl. His allergies got him.
he's Adley's got him. Um, so I'm thinking I'll be fine this time around. We had the 5 mile run. I'm thinking I'm gonna be okay. So I thought was going through the whole process. Um, Same thing. We had the run. This was the summertime. This time, because the last time was winter. Because I was trying to remember which season it was. Either way, so I'm thinking, yeah, it was summer. Thinking everything was fine. Mind you, it was 1 mile. I was 1 mile out the first time, so we're doing the same process. Same thing. Going down was good. Coming up, I was going. I was going. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. You know, everybody has a watch to pay. I didn't have a watch to pace myself, but I was just like, I got this. I got this. I was trying to. I don't know if I was trying to pace with somebody else. I don't know what happened.
But you woke up in the hands of the medic again.
Oh my! Yes, I did. Again, I opened my eyes
Look,
and
at
I
this
was just
point,
like,
girl, it would have been easier just to ask him for his number. Good Lord, why do I keep passing out?
I was just like, the next thing I know, I opened my eyes again. I said, I swear, I was like, where am I? I think I was like, where am I? I was like the head of the school. I was just like, not again. Ice
Look.
sheets on me again.
Look, when God says something, you just gotta listen. Quit trying to do it your way.
Girl, you think I was stubborn? You didn't think I tried again? I sure enough did. My temperature this time was like, because shoot, and it was bad. It was 106.7. 106.7. Yeah. Somebody else passed away. I think at that time too. Wasn't in our class. It was somebody else who was going for something else.
I was stationed there for quite some time, and it's no joke. It's no joke doing any kind of PT. It doesn't matter if it's 6 in the morning or 18 or 6 at night.
The humidity. It's the humidity that gets you.
Yeah.
And so I had to go through the process. I was trying to fight it. And I know God was like, and I know God was like, girl, I was trying to go through the heat chamber, was going through the heat chamber again. Somehow or another, the heat chamber broke down. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. How does the heat chamber break down?
It's a sign. You need to listen, woman. Listen, Gina. Listen.
Stubborn. When I tell you how stubborn I am, I'm stubborn. Because I was like, I wasn't trying to not, because I worked so hard to try to get there. That's why, because I was like, when I'm determined to do something, I have tunnel vision. I'm like, no, I gotta finish this.
Well, and like you said, you did so much prep work and you worked hard. And I think that's the tough part is sometimes what we want for ourselves isn't always what's best for us. But in the moment, we don't know that. We just know like, okay, we did what we were supposed to do. Let's make this happen. And it's hard to understand in the moment why it's not happening because it's supposed to happen. But, you know, fast forward to where you are today, you know, you look back and everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out.
Oh, it was. But yeah, I did have it. I did get the third time to go. And I did make the 5 mile run.
Woo!
But because I was so focused on the 5 mile run, it was an academic test and I
bombed it.
I bombed it so bad. And it was just like, all right, we can't keep you here any longer because I was there so long. I was just like, and so, and then because I had those two heat strokes, that signal IDES, and it started the whole medical separation. Yeah, I was still trying to fight my whole way to determine to like not leave, but the Lord was like, no, it's time for you to get out.
Time to go. What inspired you to join?
The military?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I had no intentions of going in the military whatsoever. I'm originally from New York. I had my 2 kids, so
so you already had kids when you joined?
I had kids when I joined.
Oh, and girl, you did it the hard way. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So it was I don't even want to speak of it, but it's just the fact that I was not getting the support I needed. I was also a personal trainer prior to going in. I worked there's so many things I've done. I worked for the Parks Department for 12 years prior to that. But I had to leave that. It was just becoming very toxic amongst people that I was working with there.
Mhm.
I loved it. I loved it in the beginning, the initial people that I came in with, and they were so helpful getting me in. And I was able to learn a lot in my time there in the beginning and the people that I worked with. But as the years progressed, there was some like different changes. It's like when you're with a certain group of people, it makes it so great, but then people start plucking those people out. It
Mhm.
changes the environment because they keep thinking, oh, if you take one person and put them somewhere else, that's gonna make another place great. But then
But
you
if you
start
think
losing that
about it, like
energy.
it, but isn't that the military? Right? Like every 2 to 3 years, bye friend, hello new friend.
And then it just changes the energy and the flow of how things were. And it was like you just messed up how great, like that's what made that place so great. And yeah, I loved it for the reason of why it was so great. We
Yeah.
had a great group of people, and you messed up how everything was. But then I'm like everything, like, so I was learning and I was doing different things. So my time in the parks department though was beneficial because I learned a lot. I got my CDL while I was there. I was a pool supervisor. I learned many different things while I was in the parks department itself. I was in maintenance, so I picked up many different things working
So
there.
you really
So
are Jacquette of all trades, girl. Your screen name does that.
yeah, yeah. I picked up so many things, and the people that I worked with, I learned so much from them. So you learn a lot from the people that you are around. You learn good and bad things. I've learned finances. I worked in recreation, so I was doing the finances too. So I learned the finances there as well. So I
Now,
had my
was
hand
all
in
of
there.
this before or after the military?
Before. This is all way before the
Before.
military.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So this is all way before the military. I left that because it was just like I was just tired of a lot of there was a lot of politics and other personal BS that was there, and the Lord, I was like I had to keep asking God, what do I need to do? Because it's like if I can't change the environment, I have to change myself, and so it was like it got to a point where I was like, all right, Lord, I'm gonna have to make this big faith change and step away from this because I gave them 12 years. I was there with them for 12 years.
Wow.
And so I
Well,
had
dang,
to make the
between that
big,
and 8 years in the military, that's your retirement.
yeah, no, it should have been. I had to make a big leap faith. And so I left that and then I went into personal training. And then I went into personal training. That was amazing. I met some great people there. Um, that and I'm like that actually prepped me for the military because I met great people there. Was learning.
You're
I did
probably definitely
some.
physically ready, that's for sure.
Oh, I definitely did. I got to do figure competitions. I was training, and I had my one of my managers. She was my coach. I got to do powerlifting. So I did powerlifting. I had my experience with powerlifting competitions, and then I was training for a figure competition and just training other people. So I got education in that as well, and that prepped me because
Yeah.
even though I loved it, I'm not a salesperson. I don't do sales, so that didn't help me get my clientele up. And I live in New York with two kids, and I'm not, like I said, getting enough financial help from the other people that help with creating my kids. So it was just like, all right, what's the next best thing? So somebody, another trainer there, she told me about the military. I initially came in as a National Guard, so I did that, and that's how I did the basic training through National Guard.
Okay.
But it's like that's once I did that, that was it. And I was like,
So then you
oh,
went from guard to active duty.
mm-hmm. So
Was
then
it
I went
just
from
like a
there.
seamless transition? You just did basic training
Oh
and then
heck no.
oh. I was
Nothing,
active duty the whole
nothing.
time, so I'm always curious.
Nothing's ever easy for me. It's always an obstacle. Nothing's ever easy for me. And I always give praise to, I always say his name, Master Sergeant Calvin Noble. I owe him some White Castle. So, because
All right, you hear that if you're out there or if you know him.
I owe you some White Castle because requirements to go active duty from what they said I need to go. I need to have airborne on my tag. So I was just like, there is no airborne in New York from where I'm at. I don't know.
What was your job? Why'd you have to be airborne?
I was 91 Bravo. I'm an all wheel mechanic.
Okay.
And for some reason I needed to have airborne on my thing. So I was just like, that's not in New York. But however he did it, he was able to do it. So he had it. I was able to go. So after basic and AIT, I immediately went to airborne school. But then after that, I went home. I went back. I had to go to my National Guard unit. I had to go start that process to go active duty, and that took a minute. So that was a little struggle. But once
But you
I was
made
able
it.
to get that, yes. Then I went, and once I got that, then I was stationed Fort Bragg. Because they asked me if I wanted to go to Alaska. I said no, because that was one of my options.
You don't want to live in the dark for 10 months out of the year?
No, but I heard Alaska was nice, depending on where you go in
Yeah.
Alaska.
I was never stationed there, but I heard the same.
Yeah, but I was like, no. I had family.
So then
Yeah.
fast forward almost a decade. What do you think the hardest part transitioning out has been for you or was?
So just the fact of leaving, because consistency in the military was great for me.
So you thrived off of the structure and like the routine.
Even though it's dysfunctional, but Army is as dysfunctional as it can be, but it was like a good dysfunction because it was consistent. And I was living on post, so it gave me security.
Yeah.
Me and my kids were safe for the most part. And they were schooling because we're in Bragg. There was schooling, was daycare. So everything was right there. I didn't even have
Very
to leave.
convenient.
It was very convenient. The kids lived on post. Like we all lived on post. I really barely had to go anywhere. So
Yeah.
it just the cushion of just constantly thinking that everything was safe. I didn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
It was
I
fine.
mean, as a mom, as a parent, because even as a dad, you can't beat security for your kids, especially like, depending how old your kids are, if they're old enough where you can leave them home for a few hours or they're latchkey kids, because mine
Yeah.
were once they were
Yeah.
8, and that's all
Exactly.
you need. You're constantly like, okay, I'm not going to be home for another 2 hours. Like, are they okay? And yeah, so I definitely get that. I get the whole
Yeah, because daycare like they work with your military schedule, so that's
Yeah.
what was good.
Yeah.
But then I had a relationship, and then I ended up being pregnant. So I couldn't. As a 91 Bravo, I was in the motor pool, and then when I became pregnant, I couldn't stay in the motor pool, of course, because it wasn't healthy. So the advantage, I was working in the training room. So I was working with my first sergeant and my commander. And so that was a blessing too in my transitioning, because when I was working in the training room and then I became pregnant, I was like, well, since I'm pregnant and I can't stay the full time, I'm going to register for school. So what I did, I started registered part-time to go to school.
Okay.
So once I left, when I would leave work, yeah, pretty much was like work, I have classes. So when it came time to transition from that, and that's what helped me. That was the biggest thing that helped me because I had something to go to now.
You had the time to get yourself ready to transition out.
Because even the scary part was me getting, now I'm like, I now have to leave. Now I have to leave and find a home
Oh yeah.
off post. So that was another thing that
All
had
of
me
that
worried.
security that you had for you and your kid, no
So
more.
I had that process of like looking for a home off a
Yep.
post. Where am I going to go, Lord? What are we going to do? So it was like a lot of things that I had to figure out in the midst of this whole transitioning out.
Yeah.
So
Are there
that
any
had to.
skills? Are there any skills in the military that you learned or acquired that helped you through the transition or even after the transition, just in your civilian life?
Um, I don't know. Like I took the bus driver certification. I think it helped me just not being even have to get on a lot of the jumps. They scratched me on a lot of jumps because I had to drive. But
Yeah.
I guess from the qualifications of I had to get my our security clearance that kind of helped. Um, what other stuff did I have? I'm trying to remember a few other things on there. Yeah, just the credits from school, credits from being in the military, transfer over to school.
Mhm.
That helped me out a lot. And mainly, I was in school majority of the time once I left the military. So I
Yeah.
went from part time to full time, and I was in school majority of my time, and so that's what helped me stay busy.
Yeah.
And I think that kept my mind busy because that was from one purpose to another purpose.
Yeah.
And
How
so
long has it been now since you've been out?
I got out December of 21. So December
So
seems to be
what? So
the
like
time
5 years?
frame. Yeah,
Almost
so
5 years?
school has been my main thing of keeping me occupied for the time being. So that's what's helped me
Yeah, for
in
sure.
coping. Yeah, and
So
working out.
it's been what, almost 5 years. Have you do you think that you've now found your new purpose, or are you still a work in progress?
Always
I'm
a
gonna
work
tell
in
you, I'm
progress.
still a work in progress because it's
I
only been,
think
I'm still trying to figure shit
I I will
out.
always be a work in progress. I don't think it ever stops.
Yeah,
We will always be a work in progress. You always should look at yourself as a work in progress. It doesn't stop. As long as you got breath in your body and your eyes continue to open, you will always be a work in progress because God always got a purpose in you. You're going to be utilized for something
for
because
something.
somebody needs you.
Yeah,
God needs you for
totally agree.
something or some reason because you're here to help somebody somewhere.
Yep.
So,
That's something that it's not really a struggle, but it's something that I'm trying to wrap my mind around. So, after serving for 21 years, it's hard to stop serving.
yeah.
It's been my life, and now that I'm not in it, I realize I wasn't serving because it was a job or because I had to. I feel like I have that spirit of service,
It's a
and
calling.
so it is. It's like a calling, and so I think the struggle for me now is how do I do that as a civilian? How do I continue to serve, but in a
Hmm.
different capacity? And so that's what I'm working on now. That's like I know my purpose is serving, but how? And so I enjoyed mentoring, I enjoyed inspiring and teaching. That's all the things that I've done for 21 years. And so it's hard to stop. But nobody wants to listen to me talk about army regulations or like, hey, let me teach. So
Why
now
not?
it's I don't know.
Why do you think
I'm just
they won't?
I want to be able to still help people where it's relevant and where I can where it's relevant for them. And so I think that's my journey right now. I'm on a journey of knowing that my purpose is still to serve, but
Yeah.
in what capacity and how. So that's where I'm at.
Where do you feel like you're being pulled? Well, you say it's serving, and I think like directing. So, what do you feel is pulling in? What direction?
Um, I don't know. So right now, so I'm working in a school, in an elementary school, and I very much enjoy working with the kids. I mean, I have my own kids, but I don't know. So before I was officially out, I did a little bit of substituting like in high school, and I know it's people. I'm supposed to help people. I don't know the age group. Again, I don't know in what capacity. That's what I pray about, that it'll be revealed at some point. And so that's why if you see my content on TikTok, it's very like inspirational and like, hey, you got this. And because to me, it's not like it's genuine. You know, when I
Yes.
wake up that day, you know, if I was struggling, you know, what would I need to hear on a Tuesday morning, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's when I think, okay, yeah, like someone should tell Migdalia, blah, blah, blah. And so I just post it. And that's every morning I have my Jesus and my coffee and I sit right here on this rocking chair and I'm like, okay, how can I help even just one person? So to
Exactly.
me, you know, I can have one follower, I can have a million followers, but did I help at least one person? Did I encourage someone to just move forward and just, you know, keep grinding, even when you feel like you're not going anywhere, you are. It's just sometimes the momentum is very slow and sometimes it's really fast. It depends if you're going up the hill or down the hill, but you're always moving.
Yeah.
And that's, so I know for sure my purpose is to communicate that to others, to inspire others to stay positive no matter what your circumstances are. There's always an out, there's always an avenue, there's always a light. Sometimes it's just hard to see it in the moment.
It is. Yeah.
And but so that's why I'm here to figure it out.
So, how'd you feel when you were substituting? Like, what was the feelings you got doing that?
So I loved it. So I'm not gonna lie. So actually, before I joined the military, I was a teacher, but I was a second grade teacher. So
Okay.
and look, I'm not gonna age myself. That was a long time ago. Second graders back then and second graders today, like these kids scare me. But so
For
I
real.
honestly never thought that you would catch me dead in a high school. I was like, okay, because, you know, type A, a little bit of control. I feel like you can't really control teenagers, but really you can't
No.
control anyone. You know, it doesn't matter how old they are, you know, 2, 5, 10, 20. You can only control yourself and your actions and, you know, how you react to it. But what I did have the power to do was to provide feedback, to guide them, to offer things, and now whether they took it or not, that was on them. But after just 1 week of substituting, I realized, holy smokes, like this is what I've been doing for 21 years. You know, like I've had just a bunch of like high school kids because dependent on what job I was in, I really did. You know, I had 18, 19-year olds and, you
Yeah.
know, sometimes, you know, they were older, but throughout my entire career, I was just fortunate and blessed enough to be placed in positions where I was up front. And that was a little bit of a comfort like shake for me because I'm not an extrovert at all. Again, when I figured out that this was more live than an interview, I was like, oh my gosh, oh no, if I could do this.
We're being
I'm not a
exposed
good
right
public
now.
speaker. I hate public speaking. I hate putting myself out there. I'm good in small groups and, you
Me
know,
too.
like small team. I love building a team. But to be out there in front, I've had to do it obviously for the military, but I was always dying inside. I was like, when is this over?
Yes.
But no, but not to derail. But basically, yeah, I realized, hey girl, you could do this because this is literally what you've been doing. Like I just realized I was always born to lead. I just needed the military to help me cultivate that and kind of mold it into what it's become. So
Yes.
I really think you can't, and you know, it might just be a personal opinion, I don't know, but you can't teach leadership. You know, like
No.
you're either a leader or you're not. Now you could be a toxic leader. Heck yeah, that's out there.
We
But
have a lot of that.
yeah, yeah. But to truly lead someone, to truly inspire them, to truly take them to that next level where you actually want them to be better than you. You know, you want them to carry the torch when you leave an organization. that should be your legacy. You don't want the organization to miss you so much that it crumbles. You want it to then take what you've provided them and then have them make it even better and be like, oh man, you know, so and so took what Migdalia did, but now look at what they're doing with, and that's what energizes me is sharing what I know and then seeing someone just explode with it. And I think a
But
part
that's
of
the
that,
issue.
yeah, and that's, you know, and that's when you think about that's like, okay, that's, to me, that's a definition of leadership. You know, you have
Yep.
to, but sometimes your circumstances or your environment, it doesn't flourish, or you don't have the right support. And so I feel like that's what the Army gave me. It gave me the avenue to push me into that role that I was always meant to be in, but I was just too shy and too introverted to put myself out there on my own. So,
From what you were saying, no, because I love what you were saying, because that's what, from what you were saying from leadership, it's a part of serving. And I don't think a lot of people understand the aspects of that. Just because you're in that position of power,
yeah,
and you are pretty much catering to a lot of people, and it's because people take it the other way around, like they're supposed to cater to you. No, you are responsible for a multitude of people, and all those people and their families. And
yes,
you're here to give them skills that are supposed to advance them on, because you don't want to keep micromanaging everybody.
yeah. I
You
mean,
want to be able to.
you really hit the nail on the head with that one for sure. Because I can't tell you how many countless times, you know, at whatever level I was at, whatever organization I went to, there was always a lower echelon. You know, it doesn't matter where I was, but there was always someone below and someone above. And that's the importance of when you build the team, you have to let them know, okay, those that are an echelon below you, you can't see it as them working for you. You work for them. You're there
Mhm.
to support them and to guide them. And you're doing them a disservice by not setting, you know, the regulations, the rules. I want to say SOPs, but for those out there that
I
don't,
know, yeah.
your operating procedures, right, to make things easier for them. But you're right. You know, a lot of people think, well, I'm in charge, like I'm the higher authority. You work for me. But that's so backwards, girl. And you hit the nail on the head when you said that, because it's very important to know that as a leader, your role is to support, your role is to, you provide the guidance, right? But you have to give the team the tools to be successful, because how are they going to meet your intent if you're micromanaging and if you're not setting them up for success?
Because you're telling them that you don't trust them, and
Yo, a
that
thousand
you're gonna
percent. Yes.
you're gonna keep babysitting, and then that's when they stop losing motivation, and then they're like, "What's the point
Yes.
of me even doing this if you're
Yep.
gonna
And
constantly
then
be on my shoulder?"
exactly. And then that's when they don't really work well for you.
No,
And then the team crumbles, and then the section is known as either a toxic section or a section that doesn't produce results. But you have to look at the team. What does that team look like? If it's not a cohesive team, if there's, you know, no trust, like how you said, then yeah, I mean, happy people work for you. You know, if you treat people well, they will want to work for you. They will be okay with staying late a little bit and doing the hard
not all
stuff
the
because
time.
they feel support. Yeah, not all the time, but because they feel supported. They feel like, hey, you genuinely care about them.
Exactly. I've had so many at my unit, because we were just pretty much getting hours like started up, and we had people coming and they had such a chip on their shoulder from the last unit that they were at, because
Yeah.
it was so toxic, and the hypocrisy at their last units, because you got to set the example, and you can't be getting on your soldiers, and you over here doing the exact opposite of what you're telling
Okay,
soldiers
girl, you're
not to
hitting all
do.
these good points. You're hitting all these good. No, seriously, because I mean, again, another attribute of a good leader is you will never ask your subordinate to do something that one, you haven't already done yourself, and two, you wouldn't be willing to do again. And you're right. A lot of people, they have. I seen a picture online once. I don't know, maybe it was Facebook or something. It was a few years ago, and I actually saved it as my work desktop. If I wasn't supposed to do that, sorry. But don't come after me, IT. But it was like a picture of a leader, right? And there was two versions of it. One version was him behind the workers and the
I know what you're
workers
talking
carrying
about.
him, right? You know what I'm talking about? And then the
Yeah,
other version, the real version, was he was in front pulling his team. And that's what
yeah,
a leader does. They put themselves up front. They lead by example. They do the task first, so they know what it takes. They know the struggle, so they know what's reasonable to ask of their subordinates.
exactly. How I'm gonna tell you to do something and I haven't done it,
Exactly.
but you expecting them to do it, and then you want to work them like slaves, and then they're gonna look at you and you just sitting there like, come on, like this is shared work.
It
Show
is.
them what needs to be done. And if they don't know how to do it, explain it to them. Because sometimes, really, sometimes you have to like kindergarten it for them. Like
Yeah.
you have to really show in detail what needs to be done.
But you
Now,
know
some of them
what?
can be difficult and then they don't want to do it because they just don't want to do it. Then that's a different situation. Then you
Yeah.
really have to go talk to them or get on their
But
behinds about it.
and again, a good leader has patience because, especially in the military, we have so many kids that join from all walks of life.
Straight.
You don't know what kind of home environment they have. You don't know how they did or how well or bad they did in school. Everyone's different. It's not even about race and ethnicity. It's just about environment. And it's just, we're so different that you can't look at Patricia and expect her to be just like Bob. It's not fair. And so
Some of
you
them are
do.
just running away from home. Like this was like some will just start like learning just how to get out of there, out of their situations. Some of them are just like this is just a fresh start for them, and just some of them are coming straight out of high school
Yeah.
and never knowing nothing else. And some
Yeah.
that's like either a good thing or bad. It like the military was pretty much college for a lot of the military I've seen. This was a college experience, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting to see um, how a lot of them were while I was in the military.
Mhm.
So it was it
And
was it was funny.
I will say one thing that often bothered me is whenever I hear someone say the Army XYZ, right? So, like, the Army did me dirty, or the Army lied to me, or something, right? The Army did something. But really, you have to think it's not the Army, is an organization, right? That gives you so many opportunities. It's the people and leaders within the Army that either make it toxic or don't, right?
Yeah,
And unfortunately, a lot of people kind of get stuck going to units where maybe they had toxic leader after toxic leader, and it's very disheartening, and
very much.
it kills morale.
It
But
does.
but if there's anyone out there looking to join or just freshly joined or whatever, you be the change that you want it to see. The change has to start with one person. So let that one person be you, and then show everyone else what right looks like.
And that's the hardest, and that is the hardest thing. It is so hard because it has. I've seen great leaders, and they had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what does it says? I always hear this. What is the term again? Dang, it really slipped. I'm about to say it.
You're gonna remember when we get off.
I know. Bad company corrupts good character. That's what it is. Because you could try to be that good example, but when you're surrounded by those who are constantly. Because you know how the army is. If everybody's doing this, then that means you're wrong. So if
Yeah.
everybody, and that's just army culture, and I hate to say that. If everybody is doing this particular thing, and it could be bad, and you're doing the right thing, but you're the only one doing it right,
You stand
you're
out.
wrong.
You
You're
stand out.
wrong. You're wrong. And that's usually how it goes. If everybody here is doing this and you're the one over here, even though you could be going by regulations, and I'm not saying that, but I said, you're wrong right now because you just stick out. You stick out like a sore thumb. And it's just like, oh, shoot. So it's like you're trying to do the right thing. And it's just like, you're just up against the wall, and it's like even though you're trying to do the right thing, it's just like it gets so tiresome because you like who else is going to be there to back you up when everybody else is just.
I promise you, girl, there's always someone. I'm right here.
I know you just be waiting for the other person to like stand there with you, and you're like, hello, who's this? I'm like, all I got is the Lord with me. That's just all I got.
Hey,
I
that's
got
all
the
you
Heavenly
need.
Father.
That's all you need.
At the point, I just had my Abba with me. That's it, because everybody else just put me through this wayside, and that's it.
All right, so I have one final question for you. It's a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
I kind of wrote it gearing towards like young women, since we can only provide really perspective from a woman in the military. But as a leader, it could fit the mold of anyone. So if one young woman hears your story tonight, or an 18-year-old boy who just graduated in May and we're in July, and he's like, I'm sitting on my mama's couch, what do I do? And they're wondering whether they're capable of doing something amazing, something extraordinary. What would you want them to know?
In regards to just anything, or trying to tell them to enlist in the military, or just
whatever. If they just wanted to know if they could do something special, whether it's military or not, what would you want them to know? To know that they're more than capable.
For me, I've been faced with many opposition, and I've been the black sheep throughout my life. Many people have always told me I probably couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. As you sit with yourself and try to figure out what's your next role in life, because I didn't know what my next role. Just know that whatever it is that you know, and it's something that's tugging in you. You're not sure, and you may not be a follower of our Lord and Savior. And I'm not saying that those who are believers. It's just you have a feeling within you, and that feeling is so strong. Follow that feeling.
Yes.
Don't let anyone deter you from the direction of that feeling.
Absolutely.
Continue to go in that direction. Don't let anybody put doubt in your head. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not capable of doing it. But know that once you make that choice, that you're going to follow that feeling within you. You're going to be faced with opposition. You're going to be faced with struggle.
Yep.
There's going to be times where you might be faced with having no money. You might not be faced with not having a place to stay. There's going to be tests. You're going to be faced with many tests in your life.
Don't quit past the test.
Exactly. There will always be tests regardless of what.
Mhm.
You have to stick it through.
Yes.
Many, and I don't like to use celebrities, but there's people who have been put through many tests in their lives. You have Tyler Perry, who slept in his car. You have those who have not had money, who had to find ways of going probably to shelters to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go through it, because you have to go through it, because you have to show how determined you are if this is something that you truly, truly, truly want.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail, like he said, Denzel Washington. You're gonna fall 7 times. You're gonna get back and get up 8.
Yes.
I failed. I failed many times in my life.
But
Like I said, I went.
think about what you learned every single time you failed, or every single time you fell, or every obstacle that you had to overcome. That was all part of the plan. It wasn't supposed to be easy.
Nothing I've done.
This is
Nothing I've
life.
done
You're
has
not
been
gonna
easy.
get a first time go at everything, right? You have to feel the pain to really appreciate what you have and what you've gone through.
Expect to pivot. You expect to be flexible in the direction. Nothing is going to be a straight path. My life has not been a straight path.
Mhm.
Like I said, I probably had 7 lives already.
Girl, you look good. Okay. Look at you on life number 8. All
I've
right.
I've made so many pivots in my life, and you have to be willing to do the pivot and be okay with it.
Yeah.
And don't consider it a starting over. Just know that within every experience, you have learned something, and take that experience and know that, for me, I always say that the Lord has put me there for a reason. I had to learn
Oh, yeah.
something
Absolutely.
in that stage. Everything is just a stage or phase or season.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to learn something within that time frame, because it was preparing you for the next phase.
And you have to think
And take
not
it.
only about yourself, but what that taught you and what that prepared you for, and how is that going to now in turn help others. People
And with that,
don't think. Yeah.
and because you are there, as I say this, Abba had you there because maybe you either need to help somebody
Yes.
while you were there, or somebody needs to help you within that time frame too. So, my perspective is, it was a reason why I need to be there at that particular time.
Right. And a lot of
So,
people don't see that because maybe there wasn't a personal growth for them, but that wasn't the reason that wasn't your purpose at that time. Your purpose was to elevate somebody else, and you accomplished that. Because that was your assignment. Your assignment was to lift somebody else. Now move on to the next.
because remember, we are here to not just serve ourselves, to serve others in our purpose. We have a bigger purpose. We have a bigger
That's what I'm
purpose.
talking about. Service to
Yeah.
others.
We have a bigger purpose, but in that purpose, there's other purposes that go along the way. Because the same thing with Jesus, he had the main purpose to sacrifice himself, but as his walk, he had other blessings he was doing amongst his walk. So understand, as you're here on this earth, there's going to be multiple things that you're going to be doing, and it's not always going to be about you, but it still benefits you. But you are here. You are
I
here
like
for a
that.
purpose.
Say it again. It's not always about you, but it will still benefit you. I
Yeah,
received
you
that.
said it. It's not
I
always
received
about you. It's not always about you, but you still will benefit it, because you were needed for whoever you had came across on that path that you were walking. So the same way that woman that was suffering but bleeding for 12 years, all she had to do was touch the hem of his garment,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all it was. So you never know. Just your presence alone
Yep.
could bless somebody else. So never think that you're not important.
Yeah. And I just
You
want everyone out
can.
there who's listening and who's watching to know she set this up, and I know because of what you've done in making this happen tonight, at least one person out there received this message and they were on the fence about something, and you just helped them right on over it.
And I don't take credit. The Holy Spirit told me to reach out to her and set this up. So I don't even take credit for this. The Holy Spirit kept nagging me. He was like, I need you to call her, reach out to her. And
Reach
so
out to that reach out to that crazy Puerto Rican that you have no idea whose name is.
it was a vision in my head. He's like, I need you to reach out to her. I was like, okay, I don't even like going on lives. When's the last time y'all see me on a live? I did one like 1 month ago. And he's like, I need you to reach out to her. I was like, what? And it was a couple of days. And I was like,
You were
okay,
sitting on it, huh? You were sitting on
I
it.
was. He's like, I need you to reach out to her. I said, okay, I'll be obedient. And then what I said, what I said to you.
Yeah,
What was my
you did.
message to you?
You're like, not to be weird, but hey, let's be friends. Well, look, this was great. I'm glad you reached out. I'm glad we did this. I hope we were able to touch somebody that was out there, inspire them, motivate them, or whatever it is that they needed to get from this, that they got it. I very much look forward to doing this again. We should
Yes.
probably release our captives. We've held them captive for quite some time.
Yes. And we have to set up a certain time, but we'll figure that out. You know, we are moms, and so we got to
Yes.
figure out a time that's
Yes.
suitable, but we will let you know the next time
yes.
we'll be on.
Yes, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you to everyone that's watching. Thank you for being patient as we figure this all out together. If anyone has any questions for either one of us, hey, we're here. We're happy to help.
Yes. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Yes.
And this was fun for us. I
This
enjoyed
was.
themselves.
Bye, girl. Bye,
All
everyone.
right. Have a blessed evening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.